You said you love the print matching and placement on this dress, so here's how I did it. When I think about placement, I think vertically, where do I want it to go? Then I think horizontally. So you can see on this dress, I centered those flowers quite well on the center front, and then there's a waist seam here, and I did a pretty good job of putting the flower centered on there as well. Center back, again, the flowers are centered. There's that waist seam. There was a dart here, which didn't really get in the way of anything. And again, that flower, I did a pretty good job of centering that. And then the sleeves, you all loved the sleeves. I'll talk you through that. So first thing I thought, well, I'll just put it through the center of the flower. Then I worked out I could turn the fabric over. There was a much easier way to see the center of the flower. So all I essentially did was fold back all the seam allowances. Always take your seam allowances down to 1 centimeter when you're trying to pattern print match. And then I just moved around the pattern pieces and made sure that those stitch lines, so where the edge of that pattern where I folded it, those stitch lines are running through the center of the flower. So you can see here, this is the center back vertically, and then I'm moving it up and down. So horizontally, that waist seam is again centered on the flower. So there you go, I'm just pointing it out. Now with the front, slightly different because you don't want to cut anything on the fold. So with the front, I traced off the front, made sure it was in the center of that flower for the center front, and then I flipped the pattern piece over and traced the rest of the front. So no cutting on the fold when you're doing print placement, you'll make mistakes. With the sleeve, honestly, I think there was a bit of pot luck here, but I just placed the sleeve and thought, well, I want a flower in the middle, and then I folded up the hem on the sleeve, and that's how I got it beautifully on that flower there where it's cut in half, which you all really loved. So that is how I did the print pattern placement of this. I hope you really enjoyed this.